everyone. We are Tracy and Angie with On the Rocks. Glad to be back.
It's been a while.
Been quite a while. I just got back from London a little while ago.
How was that?
London was fabulous. Very rainy, a little chilly, kind of cold. But yeah, we had a great time. Went to the Festival of Speed in Goodwood in Cheshire, England. Thanks to Al and Lisa Brewer, who invited us to go to see this humongous car show, which was absolutely, if you're a car fanatic, this is the place to go. And so I went with Jamie and Jen France, who were fabulous. They got me into this dinner in a castle, so I literally got to eat
you got to eat at Lord March.
In a castle, Lord Marchman's castle, which was beautiful, exquisite. And it was like, kind of what you see in the movies, exactly, like where
Downton Abbey,
yes, where they put you at different tables.
Okay, so we went to the castle. Where was the dinner in the castle? Remember when we went upstairs?
Well, we were in the yellow room, and there's also like a white room and a blue room, and so depending on, I guess, who you were sent to whatever different room. They had the names already on the tables, and they tried to partner you up with people that held the same interests.
So you went with Jen, right?
I went with Jen, and yes. And so she was across from me at this huge table with this huge flower piece, so you really couldn't see each other. Oh. So you were more concentrated on discussing and talking and meeting to all the other people at the table. You weren't meant to be with your person, right?
Okay.
So, which was really
were you
very
with,
interesting.
did Jerome and Kat go?
No. It was by invitation, and so, I guess they could have gone. It's not impossible to get an invite in there. But anyway, it was really nice that Jen invited me to go. Jamie couldn't make it. And so it was just really something to be sitting at what you picture like at Downton Abbey, or like when you see
was everybody
these movies.
Dressed to the nines?
Dressed to the nines, and it was really something to see, and the rooms were beautiful.
How was the food?
The food was okay, delicious. Let me say. Anyway,
so who did you stay with while you were there? Did you stay in a?
Well, when we were in Goodwood,
right?
See, we started off in London,
right?
And so we spent 3 days in London, and that was fabulous. The hotel was gorgeous where we were staying, and the they have the shopping, which was Sotheby's and Harrods. There's a 3-story or more shopping complex. Where they had the downstairs underground was all food, like a food court. Oh, and cool. I went for oysters and caviar, and that was like phenomenal. So that I went specifically to have that. And then we went up and shopped a little bit, but the prices are horrendous there. So I didn't really get anything. We made a little scarf, just little things, but I didn't get anything, like any shoes or any clothing, because
shopping.
Shopping.
Well,
because everything is like $1,000 more. Like anything you would want, I could order it online or go to those stores myself, order it from them, and it would be $1,000 less than what I'm buying it for in Sotheby's or in Harrods. No offense to your stores. But they're really from a lot of people that were from all over the country coming in. And let me tell you, they are buying. You should have seen the people in Hermes store alone. They were buying all these Hermes. Yes. It was phenomenal when you watched all the money and all the change of hands and people buying stuff. It was phenomenal. And you're like, well, that's kind of crazy,
What nationality did they?
A lot of them were like the people that had all the Indian garb. I want to say Muslim, but I'm not 100% sure. But underneath those gowns, boy, when they lifted up their thing to take out money, their pocket, they were dressed, they had jewels all over them and Hermes bags under these black, long garbs that they wear.
They had?
Yes. It was crazy.
Was it just the one with just
it was just where your eyes stood up. And these women's eyes were the most beautifully made up eyes. And so underneath those big things they're decked out in jewelry, the finest clothes, Hermes bags. Their nails are done. The people cater to them, like the people that are working in the stores, like they cater to them because they know that they're spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 at a pop. it's just crazy what you see there with that. So, needless to say, I did not buy much of anything, but they didn't need my business. They had all these other foreigners' business. So,
did Fred enjoy it? Did Fred like it?
Fred enjoyed it. Not so much the shopping.
No, but like Goodwood?
the car show, he just loved. Thanks to Jerome and Kat, Fred and Jerome just wandered around all the little, where all the different cars were. I mean, there were like the newest, most newfangled, beautiful cars you could ever see.
What was your favorite? Your favorite car?
I don't remember the name.
Bugatti or a McLaren?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Now, Jen would know because we picked out a car for each of us, Kat, Jen, and me. And mine looked like a bullet. Like it looked just like a bullet. And Jen's was a beautiful black, whatever, maybe a McLaren. I don't remember the car name, but it was beautiful. And Kat picked the one in white. So,
so you
if
had
we were
silver.
to buy one, mine was more like a gunmetal gray. Like if you think of a bullet, it was like a bullet, silver bullet.
Okay.
And it reminded me of. That's exactly what it reminded me of. So, but that was I think they were.
Did you see were you
$1
there?
million or more.
Were you there when the guy wrecked the multi-million-dollar car into the?
Yes.
Did you see it?
I did. Well, I wasn't right there, but we saw it on the TV.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh my God. It was like you didn't even get out of go. And that was the end. That was terrible. Yeah.
Now, did you go up the drive? You know how they do the drive, like, and you can get a ride along with, did you do that? Remember how KG did it? Where they went up the driveway?
Yeah, I do remember that, but no,
and we didn't
do that. No,
I forget.
I do remember that, but we did not do that
this time.
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, it was rainy and cold, and I'm not really good in rainy and cold weather. I don't know about anybody out there, but it's not fun walking around, and slushing around.
What did you do?
We actually met up with Jamie and Jen, and by that time the rain had stopped. But when we first got in, it was nasty. Then it started to get sunny, and then by the time we got in there, it was better. So we walked around, but it was still wet and chilly, But the cars were just phenomenal, and thankfully I only went twice. The rest of the time, Fred and Jerome went. So I then went because where we were staying at this wonderful place. It was in Cheshire, West Sussex, and it was I tell you, it was this lady Karen and her husband Simon Sullivan, and they own this wonderful bed and breakfast. It was like an English estate. It was just the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen, and. It was like a fairy tale, literally. It was like the rose gardens and it's like the green lawn and the rose gardens and gardens all over the place. And she actually was a Reiki and a reflexologist. And so one time I didn't feel like going to the races, so Kat and I stayed back. And she came in to my room and gave me a 2-hour reflexology treatment on my feet, because my hip was killing me actually at that point.
So the shot didn't last.
So the shot, I didn't get the shot before I left. I have a bad hip in case anyone knows. And so I got the shot when I went to Mexico, but they wouldn't give me the shot to go to England because I was 5 days early.
Oh.
So I had to suffer through all that walking in England, and it was a lot.
And the airports.
Yeah, it was. And my hip was like killing me because of the rain, and the weather there too was not really conducive to it. And so she gave me a 2-hour reflexology treatment there. And then the next day or 2 days later, I played hooky again from Goodwood. And we went into her. She has this beautiful like Zen. It's called the Zen Shen Therapies is what she does. And it's Karen Sullivan. And she lives in the Orchard Croft Highlands. And this is where her...
business is?
The estate is as well that we stayed at. But she's got this cute little she shed in the back that is like, you walk in and you feel like you're in the mystical gardens. You're like, it's totally Zen. and
I wanna
the
see
smells,
shed.
and it is amazing. It's got 2 rooms, and it was just most relaxing place. And then she's working on your reflexology and your she's also that Reiki, also does a Reiki and all that. And boy, Kat and I both had. So Kat did first and then I did after. And it was just phenomenal. So those 2 treatments alone got me through the rest of London, I have to tell you. So, because we went back to London after we left there. And I would definitely, if I'm going to go there again, I would definitely stay at their place. And there it's Cheshire, England. It's in West Sussex. And so, and they are called Orchard Croft Lodge. And you can get them on www.com, Zen Therapies UK, and www.orchardcroftlodge.com UK. And if anyone's looking to stay at the most extraordinary, beautiful English garden Tudor home, it was just, I can't say enough about it. And Karen and Simon, they are the hoot. They are so funny, and it was just a great time.
Is it a bed and breakfast?
It's an Airbnb.
Oh, Airbnb.
And they do have one side is for Airbnb. We were lucky enough that, and not only did we become friends, but Al Brewer introduced us to Karen and Simon, and they rented their home out to us. Of course, with them in it.
Okay.
So we were with them a lot, and it was just, it was great. It was the first Airbnb that I stayed at that we had the owners there.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have been we became very close, and very friendly. I hope to see them again. I hope we get to travel together.
Come see us. Would love to meet you.
We'd love to meet you and love to have you on for that matter. And I wish you nothing but the best with your continued success. I've been in the industry for a long time with the massage and facials and all of that. And I can't tell you when the last time I had such a good reflexology treatment on my feet and massage and the comfort and the smells it was just, if I could fly back every month, I would. That's how good it was. Yeah.
So I'm
my
assuming
love to you and Karen, Simon and Karen Sullivan, and to your Zen therapies and the Orchard Croft Lodge, who we love to come back to see you guys. So,
well, what was your most memorable part of the trip?
I don't know. The dinners were fabulous. We were up in these. What are you going to say? What are you going to ask me?
What was that?
I don't know. Keep rolling.
Thunk. Maybe I shouldn't say it then.
No, go ahead.
I don't know if you want to share it or not.
Maybe I won't.
The most memorable thing, was it the plane ride home?
Oh, okay. Yes. That was the most terrible. I still have.
I feel so bad for her.
PTSD from that situation. Yes.
Okay, you got to tell everybody.
Oh no, lordy. Well, let me have a sip of my cocktail here for that.
Yeah,
Salute.
Salute. This one's it's a real humdinger. Oh my God, I felt so sorry for her, but I couldn't help but laugh because that's what best friends do.
Listen, this is how I know there's a God, and God protects me, and God gives me the things that I ask for. Okay, I'll tell you, we were in first class. We did for the Virgin Airlines. Wonderful way, great time down. So the way back, you're in your own little individual pods. Okay, so when I got there, on the way home, my husband and I had the front pod, he had the back pod, so we were on the window. And I said, I just don't want to sit that way. I said, do you think we could change seats? So there was these 2 kids that had the very back row. And I said, that's fine, because this way my husband and I are next to each other. And and the kids were excited to go onto the window seat. So everything worked out great. So now the morning I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom where we were up in the, the place that you are served food and cocktails before you get on the plane. And so I'm now eating. I had a cocktail and I'm eating like all this weird food that's there because I figure, well, it's free, so it's for me, right? And so I'm eating this food, and then all of a sudden I have to go to the bathroom. My stomach starts rumbling, and I'm like, uh-oh. And so I go to the bathroom a little bit, And then when we got to get towards the plane, I had to go to the bathroom again. So I went to the bathroom again. Now I'm on the plane, and now they're asking me what I would like to have order for my food, for my dinner. So I placed my order, and like 5 minutes later, my stomach starts rumbling, and I go in the bathroom, and everything's fine. And I come back to my seat. Now, as I'm coming back to my seat, I'm walking through the kitchen, because where our seats were, my husband was on this side, the bathroom was there, and I was this way, and I had to cut through the kitchen to get to the bathroom. So on my way back from the bathroom through the kitchen again, I just started feeling nauseous. And I said to the steward, I said, please cancel whatever I ordered. I don't really want anything. And he goes, oh, you're not feeling well? I said, not really. And he goes, you want me to bring you some bags? I said, yeah, that'd be good. So he brings me back these bags, and I'm in my little pod, and now I got my blanket out. And all of a sudden, as we're flying, I'm sitting there praying, because I knew I was going to be sick. I could feel it. And I prayed, God, please, 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 please. If I have to get sick, please let me just throw up. Please don't let me poop my pants. Please, Lord, don't let me poop my pants. Please, I don't care how sick I get. Just let me get sick, throw up. Don't let anything else happen. Please, please, please. Well, sure enough, I started throwing up, and I have never been so sick in my entire life. My husband, when I said, Fred, help me, and his eyes went like this. And he was like, he didn't know what to do. Thankfully, I made it in the bag, and I've never thrown up so much. I was so sick for 8 hours and 37 minutes was the amount of time I had left on my plane flight.
She knows the exact minutes.
To the exact minutes. And then after we landed, they couldn't get the thing that attaches to the plane for us to get out. So I was stuck on the plane for another half an hour. I am in agony, dying. And I had them call to get me a wheelchair, because I was so weak. I felt I can't walk. I really was this close to having them call, the emergency, to come and take me to hospital. And so finally they get the wheelchairs out there waiting for me. So I get out there, and no one wanted to push me, because they could tell I was sick, and no one wanted to push my wheelchair
back. No.
So now I'm looking at my husband like, oh my God. So now, of course, he takes and pushes me to the till we get our bag. So now I had to go through customs and all that, and I'm looking at the guy like, don't ask me any questions, because I'm so sick. And he's like, oh, you guys could go. And so we get to the luggage, and now I knew I had 4 huge bags of luggage. There was no way my husband could push 4 bags and the wheelchair. So I knew I had to get up, and I had to do it myself. And I'm telling you, I must have looked like, I don't even know what I look like, because I can remember this one guy looking at me, and he telling his daughter, get out of the way, let her go, because she's sick. That lady's sick.
You poor thing.
And all I could think of was to get me out of here. So I'm like pushing like my bags like this so fast through the airport, like I'm basically running to catch the limo. Thankfully, we knew the limo, guy, TJ's, the limo service. And we knew the driver. And I'm like, Robert, I don't care what you got to do. Just get me home. I don't care how fast you got to go. Just get me home in one piece. But I didn't get sick in the cab, thankfully. But I had that nauseous feeling the whole ride home in the limo.
Did you get sick anymore after the plane?
Oh, yeah.
So when you got home?
When I got home, yeah.
Oh.
So now when we got home, I mean, he made it home in like record time. It was phenomenal. All I did was, as I'm walking in my house, dropping things as I'm getting into my bedroom, and I'm crying because I'm so happy and relieved to be home. It was the worst thing I've ever went through in a public place in my entire life. It was just terrible. But it was a story to tell.
Could people see you throwing up and
they
hear you?
They certainly could hear me. And the way that the pods are situated, thankfully, they were kind of staggered. So then the steward that was he was very wonderful too on Virgin Airlines. I wish I got his name. A little redhead guy. He was fabulous. And he there was another piece that I didn't know I could do that extended out to enclose you even more.
Oh.
And then I had my blanket, and I kept putting my blanket over me because all I could think of was, oh my God, my immune system is weak. And I don't know what else is going to be on this plane that I'm going to be catching. So and I didn't want to spread it to anybody either, whatever it was. And all I remember is looking at my husband and throwing up in the bag and going, help me. And he goes, I don't know what to do. He tried to almost ignore me because really there was nothing he could do. But I'll never forget that experience as long as I live. I swear I have PTSD from it. Yes, I definitely do. So,
Oh, I was going to ask you, where were you when the assassination attempt on Trump
that's so
happened?
funny you ask. So we were in England in Sussex in Cheshire with Karen and Simon, and they have a TV. We had just got in from dinner, going out, and so we got in, and the TV. They turned the TV on, and we're having drinks and talking about the night. And all of a sudden comes on this special report. President Trump got shot. Okay. So now they're doing it, and I'm like in shock, right? I'm like, and they showed you the whole thing. Like, we were watching it as it was going down.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were watching it as he was making a speech, and how he just was turned his head like this to look at whatever the sign was over there. And that we saw the whole thing. And I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? What just happened? Thank God he was okay. But the thing that shocked me the most was that all of London and England was talking about what happened, and so happy that Trump was okay. And they are so wanting Trump to win office to secure America. So they're really worried about what's going to happen with our country, because we are going to generally affect them. So most of them out there are voting for, or wanting Trump to win. They're not voting, of course, but they are praying that Donald Trump gets back into office. So I want just put that little bit of tidbit info out there.
Did you run into any of the, they were having all the riots over in London?
No, we did not
see any of that? Or?
No, I did not see any of that, thankfully, because that would have scared the crap out of me. Remember last time we were there and we were in the train station and the guy goes, Allah, Allah,
yeah, and we're like, I was headed for the exit.
We had little KG was small then, and we are like surrounding little KG, and like we didn't know what to do. And your husband was off somewhere. I don't remember what he was doing.
Getting our tickets.
Getting our tickets, yeah. And we were scared to death. Yeah.
Was it worse though? Did you see?
I did not see it worse.
More?
No. A lot of times we were like just hotel to hotel. We went into the cab. We didn't really walk much. Okay. Because the places we went were so far away. Really, to walk probably would have been faster than taking a cab, because we met Al and Lisa Brewer, my jeweler, by the way, and great jewelry.
Evans and Son,
yes, on Beach Street and
Daytona.
Go see him. Anyway, we were meeting them for dinner at this place that Al knew the owners too. So it was like 45 minutes by cab. So the traffic is bumper to bumper traffic. That's why it was so long. So Fred and I determined that had we got out and walked, it would have been probably 10 minutes. And we would have got from our hotel to there in like maybe 15 minutes. Yeah. Rather than a 45-minute cab ride. Ugh. Of course, I have a bad hip, and I couldn't manage to walk all that distance, so we couldn't do that. But, yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you're home.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be home. I really am. Thank you. I missed you too, my honey. And that was the extent of my London trip. Now ask me, will I go back to London again? I would hate to say no indefinitely, but I'm more for sunshine and beaches and Cabo.
Ireland. Let's go to Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah, Ireland would be nice, but it's rainy there too. And cold. We'd have to pick a better month. Well, I went in August.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there couldn't be a better month to go.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the weather.
England. So I don't know what happened. But it's so funny. While I was in London, both times, I went first, and then when we went to Karen and Simon's, and then when we went back to London, all that time in London, it was rainy and muggy. I think we had one semi-nice day. All the time that I was at Karen's and in their beautiful surroundings, their property, it was just like bright and sunshine, and
really,
it was so weird. Yes.
Wow.
So I mean, cool. it was great. So I would go back to see them for sure.
All right. Well, maybe we'll hook that up on our Ireland, Scotland trip.
Yes, that would be great. Let's pop in and say hi to Karen and Simon. Let's not forget that they are at, let's see, www.orchardcroftlodge.com. And Karen is in the same properties, of course, their husband and wife, and she's at www.zenshentherapies.com UK. So please, if you're in that area, feel free to call them and at least get a massage treatment.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of On the Rocks.
And looking forward to next time. Thanks for coming.
See ya.
Ciao.